Hey guys, what's up and welcome back if you haven't been here before. Hi, my name is Asra, you can also call me Ash. I really love makeup and project panning, and if you haven't read it just yet, today we will be doing an update on my Panda palette as well as my Focus 5. So if you're interested in that, then please keep on watching. Starting off with my Panda palette, or should I say palettes, I have my Shadea flower palette right here, and last time I had some pretty lofty goals for myself. I wanted to hit side pan on 2 of the shades as well as expand some of the pans, and this is where we're at today. So I feel like we've done pretty well for ourselves. This was one of the shades that I was aiming to hit side pan in, and I did. I expanded the pan a whole lot more, and the product on top here I used up fully. We are very close to using up that last bit of product there. It's more than you think it is, but we're definitely getting there. I've mostly just used this to brighten up the inner corners of my eyes, to kind of smoothen out the texture of my brow bone, seeing as I shave my brows, as well as sometimes use it as a little bit of a setting powder, like around my nose or around my mouth, also to clean up any lipstick lines if I was a bit messy with my application. Other than that, there was also this shade that I wanted to hit side pan on, which I did. There was a bunch of product around this part of the pan still, and I cleared that out. I also expanded the pan toward the other side as well as widened it here. So we're looking really good with those shades. Furthermore, there are some sizable dips getting started in these 2 shades. I feel like if I really put my back into it, I can definitely hit pan in this one before the next update, and I would really like to start getting there with this one as well. Perhaps if I really use it in a more pinpointed manner with a small detailed brush and use it as a liner, I can get there quicker. I definitely see some pan expansion in these 2 shades as well. Not so much in this one, sadly. I feel like I've used the blue inner corner shade a little less than the golden one. I've definitely focused in on this one more because I've also been mixing it with the lip liner and the lip product in my Focus 5, and I felt like those tones really complemented one another. But honestly, really good progress on this palette. I would say that I use this one pretty regularly, especially on work days, which I typically have a couple of shifts a week, so I use this frequently in terms of weekly uses, but not as frequently as an everyday palette. But even still, when I reach for different palettes just to play around with my makeup, I also still go in with this one for 1 or 2 shades, especially this shade and this shade, to kind of make sure that I consistently reach for this palette. So I'm really happy with this progress. For next update, I would really like to empty this shade for sure, hit pan on this one, and expand the pans in the rest of these 4 shades and work on deepening the dip in this darker brown over here. So looking good for my first Panda palette. Sadly, that success just did not land for the e.l.f. Cosmetics Bite Size palette in the shade Rosewater. As you can see, there is some nice pan expansion in that second shade there. There's a little bit of movement in this pan over here, this shade, but no pan in this first shade that I had to repress after accidentally dropping the palette. That was before I rolled it into this project this year, but I have not re-hit pan on it, sadly, and this dip has just slightly deepened, but also no pan just yet. So for next update, I'm just going to reiterate my goals and say hit pan on these 2 shades, which is definitely possible if I just reach for this palette more often. work on like expanding this pan as well as this one, and I just want to see some good progress going on this, because I know I can do this and I just need to love on this little palette a bit more. Funnily enough, I can use all of these 4 shades in one look. There's like 2 go-to looks for me that I do when I reach for this palette, so it shouldn't be difficult. I just need to get a move on. So yeah, that'll be it for my Pan palettes, and let's just get into the Focus 5. Now for my Focus 5, I will say this one is a little more exciting because I feel like I did a pretty decent job on these products. Starting off with the Chanel vitalumiere aqua teint parfum SPF 15 lightweight skin perfecting makeup blah blah blah. This was 20 milliliters and it was in the shade, I think it was like N1 or something, or N10, something with beige. There was beige in there. Of course there was beige in there, but this is empty. I finished it. There's not anything coming out. It has like this little ball thingy, but like, try as I might, squirting with, like squeezing with full force, nothing's coming out. It's coming up dry. So yeah, it's 10 beige. It's literally on the lid. So smart. So really happy to have this done. I'm currently working on a different foundation to get my use in as well, but that's not rolling into this project because I'm having no trouble at all going through this. I just thought it was interesting to work on a foundation because I don't think I've done so before, so I was just interested to see how much progress I could make. I did not count the uses toward it at all. I have not been good with counting any uses. I think I've only kind of been keeping up with which palettes I've been reaching for on a month-to-month basis, just to kind of have that in my system, like, hey, what am I reaching for? Are there things that are left unused or forgotten, or things I just don't reach for as much? But no. So yeah, this one used up. So happy with it. Then we move on to the BH Cosmetics Chocolate Orange Truffle 4-color blush palette. And I was focusing on using up this blush, and as you can see, it's empty. There is absolutely nothing in there, not a crumb. I cleaned out the pan. It looks delicious and shiny and glorious, and I'm really happy to have it finished. I feel like it took me, I would say, about 10 uses, maybe more. I feel like I wore it a bunch of times in like 2.5 weeks time, so I would say around that ballpark. Love this blush. Sadly, the rest of the blush shades are not nearly as light, because I don't know, I kind of enjoyed the lightness of that blush, but these other shades are a bit darker. But also, perhaps I am not as pasty currently as I was back then. Yeah, that's definitely a darker shade. That's definitely a bit deeper. It's more of a mid-tone shade, and this is a lighter shade. Perhaps I'll work on that later on, but these are really lovely. There's like a little bit of a sheen running through them, not in the sense that they're shiny, but more so that they're not like a full-on matte. So yeah, done with this blush. Had a lovely experience with it. I'm missing it dearly, but I have plenty of blushes, so I'm just going to move on to the next. But sincerely enjoyed my time with this one. As for blushes and other face products, I also have the Kiko Milano Magical Holiday blush and highlighter palette in the shade 020 Stardust. It's like I've said it 100 times before, and it's because I have. And this is what it's looking like today. Feel like I've definitely made a dent in this bad boy, because this highlighting shade is looking a lot bigger. Like the pan is definitely expanded. This pan is also definitely expanded, and I feel like it's getting lower and lower in terms of the amount of product that's in there. And I'm wearing the blush on my face today. I wear the highlighter. Usually when I wear the Shebea palette, I wear that highlighter. Will say I just don't wear highlighter as often as I perhaps should. Don't know what it is. I think it's because I usually go for a bit more of a glowy base anyway, so I don't necessarily feel the need to then have more highlight. But that's not how I'm going to use up my highlight, so kind of need to change that. So yeah, pretty good progress on this. Would really love to see if I can use up the blush at least before the end of summer. That'd be really great. That way I can also kind of get a move on with other products. And for the highlighter, honestly, it would be so great if I could just use this up before the end of the year. And there's one more highlight that I'd also love to use up before the end of the year. And that would be like groundbreaking, like absolutely earth-shattering if I were to use both of those up in the year. But we'll just have to wait and see, you know. So our success did not stop there because I know it was a gimme product, but I did use this up. It was like some cinnamon spice shade, right, from the Essence line. Yeah, the Essence 8-Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner. And, ooh, I forgot it has a sharpener. I did not need to pull one there, but yeah, that's empty. There's nothing, like, it's flush with the packaging. I just, like, kind of scratched my hand to show you a little swatcheroo of that color, but there is nothing in there. Like, I'm rolling it up, nothing is coming out. This is done. So that's great. I guess that was pretty decent. I liked it enough. It's not bad at all, but yeah, I have shades like this, and I may have like accidentally duped myself a couple of times in my collection, but anyways, so happy that it's done, because that means I have used up 3 of the products that I put in this project, which, I don't know, I feel like it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Lastly, dude, I so badly wished, hoped, prayed, worked to get this thing out. I don't know how it just kept on lasting. I don't know what it is. There's like the teeniest bit left, right? And it's not even as much as it looks because, as I mentioned last time, product is separating in the bottle, yada yada. It's not good for you. Don't put it on your lips. Don't put expired products on your lips. It gives me a tingly sensation. Low-key makes me want to cough. Don't put it on your lips. But here I am, you know, do as I say, don't do as I do, or some shit like that. I'm gonna use this out. It's currently Thursday. I have a couple more days. I have been scheduled to work for at least 2 of them. I'm just gonna wear this to work 1 or 2 more times and it's gonna be done, okay? We're gonna consider this to be done. I'll be rolling it out and we'll be rolling something else in, which means that 4 out of 5 products are rolling out. Amazing, right? So we'll consider this done. I promise I'll use it up, but forget about it. Anyways, roll-ins. I have a couple of products that I really like to roll in, some of which are new, actually all of them except for one, and some of which aren't. Starting off with a blush. This is such a cute, gorgeous, lovely blush. It's from Alicia. I don't know why it says Sishwa. Perhaps that's like the blush brand line, the blush line. I don't know. It's Alicia. But this is the, was it the waffle bronzer? Yeah, the Sishwa Butter Waffle Dough Blusher in Honey Oolong. It's a 3rd shade in the line. And it's gorgeous. I love this. I love me a neutral beige blush. As you can see, packaging is broken. This thing is beaten up. And I don't know what I want with this. Perhaps I want to use it up fully. Perhaps I want to wear away as much of the leftover like indentation. I just want to see how far I can get until, let's say, June? End of June? Let's see how I get on before the end of summer. Because this needs more love. I do have something similar now in my collection, which will be a lovely replacement for this once I've used it up. And therefore, I should be using this one and making sure that I go through it and enjoy my time with the other new blusher. Then I have this little itty bitty baby NARS Laguna bronzer. What shade is this? 02 Original. This is such an teeny bronzer that has 1.5 grams. Do I just want to say fuck it and try to finish it? I think yes. We'll try to finish this bronzer, see how long it takes me. I have not used this very often. I think this is like, I reached for it like the third time today, and I just want to see how long it takes. Then we have a powder. This was like a mini I bought in Prague from the like Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Finishing Powder. It has been used already quite a lot actually. You can see some hard pan forming on the freaking pan already, which is so annoying. So I have to kind of scratch that off, I suppose. It's a fine powder. It's fine. Is it worth the price tag? Debatable. So I'm gonna use this up. It has 3.4 grams in it. Plenty to go, but making a nice dent in it. So let's just see how long it takes me. And last but not least, I have this grody, crusty old NYX lingerie liquid lipstick in the shade Embellishment. There is barely anything left, right? But I just want to make sure that every last scrap of this is put on my less grody, crusty lips. And it is done. How long have I had this, you're asking? I plead the fifth. It's been a while, and that's all I'll say on it. But yeah, that will be the last thing rolling in. This is definitely a gimme, but the rest of these are some like products I have to work a bit longer on, so I don't think that's much of an issue. I'm sure I'm going to get a couple more uses out of this. I'm wearing it today as well. Yeah, feeling excited, really happy to have made pretty decent progress on a lot of these products, and I've also emptied some of these things and rolled them out, so I'm just excited to keep this thing going and stay on that roll, stay on that high. Yeah. Anyway, that'll be it for me from this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, maybe comment something down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can also hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every single time I upload a new video, which I'm trying. And you can also hype this video to help me out and reach a bigger audience that will also see me stumble and fumble. With that all out of the way, I wish you a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.